Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ragina. I'm the Public and Government Affairs Manager for AAA, covering Maryland and Washington, D.C. for our club. So happy to have you all here once again in beautiful Graysonville for this annual tradition that actually is a AAA tradition that goes back more than 2 decades. So grateful for the staff here at Graysonville at Bridges Restaurant for having us back yet again. And so happy to have all of you here to help us tell the story of what Memorial Day and summer travel is going to look like here in our state and across the region. So first, I'd like to recognize a couple of speakers we have here with us. You'll hear from all of them in short order. To my left, we have, I think everybody knows, the Mayor of Ocean City, Mayor Ruth Meehan. To the mayor's left, we have Ruth Toomey, who is the Executive Director of the Maryland Tourism Coalition. After that, we have Colonel Michael Jackson. Colonel Michael Jackson is the Superintendent of the Maryland State Police. To the Colonel's left, we have Lieutenant Colonel Timothy Eikenberg, who is the Chief of the Administrative Bureau for the Maryland Transportation Authority Police. And finally, we will be joined by 2 of our dedicated traffic safety partners, Erickson, who is the President of the Washington Regional Alcohol Program, also fondly known as WAP, as well as Melissa Shear, who is the Acting Director of the DC Highway Safety Office. So grateful to have you all here today. We certainly want to acknowledge other partners that are here in the audience. We have John Singh representing Maryland Safe Roads Coalition, also a strong traffic safety partner, as well as some folks from our lobbying team, and my director, Jim Lardier, who came down from Delaware today, and a few others who asked not to be recognized, but without whom I could not do this event. So today marks the unofficial kickoff to the summer travel season, and we certainly are expecting roads, airports, and travel hubs across the region to be very busy. Nationally, AAA is projecting more than 45 million Americans will be traveling over this holiday period. Here in Maryland, more than 855,000 Marylanders are expected to travel this holiday. Just to our south to Washington, D.C., the D.C. metro area, we're expecting 1.05 million D.C. area residents to be traveling. And I should note that while travel demand is remaining strong, certainly the growth has slowed compared to previous years due to continued economic uncertainty and certainly increased travel costs, including significantly higher gas prices. Here in the region, we are seeing a slight decline in travel across the board for both Maryland and Washington, D.C. In all categories, excluding what we call the other modes category or the alternate modes, which would include trains, cruises, buses, things of that nature. But despite these concerns, many families are still prioritizing time together and holiday getaways. Memorial Day weekend continues to serve as an important opportunity for travelers to reconnect and recharge. This holiday also marks the start of what is expected to be a very active summer tourism season throughout Maryland and the region. Many tourism destinations will be celebrating America's 250th anniversary, including major events such as Sail 250 Maryland and Baltimore, and celebrations across the state, the country, and certainly our nation's capital. And I know you will be hearing a lot more about some of these upcoming events from Mayor Meehan as well as Ruth. Maryland certainly does continue to be a premier destination for road trips, waterfront travel, beaches, historic attractions, and outdoor recreation. That all being said, nearly 88% of Maryland travelers and approximately 89% of Washington metro area travelers will be driving to their holiday destinations this holiday weekend, despite, again, significantly higher gas prices. AAA projects that more than 751,000 Marylanders and nearly 937,000 Washington metro area residents will be driving to their holiday destinations. Gas prices, as I've said, and as I know you've seen when you fill up at the pump, are dramatically higher than they were this time last year. Maryland drivers are paying about $4.46 per gallon when they go to fill up, while Washington, D.C. drivers are paying approximately $4.66 per gallon. Those prices are more than $1 higher than the same time last year, largely due to the global oil market volatility and increased crude oil prices. Again, even with these increased costs, the majority of travelers are doing so by auto because that still remains the most flexible and even with the higher prices, the most affordable, particularly for families to travel. Air travel is also down slightly this year in Maryland and the DC metro area. More than 73,000 Marylanders will fly this holiday. That's down about 2%. And over 91,000 Washington metro area residents, that number's about flat, or down just a little bit, about 1%, will fly this holiday weekend. If you booked your travel earlier as far as fares go for a flight, you probably benefited from lower fares. However, if you're booking more recently with the increased cost of jet fuel prices, you will certainly see significantly higher airline ticket prices. If you're planning to fly, if you put tips, make sure that you check the flight status before leaving for the airport. Make sure that you're arriving at least 2 hours early for domestic flights and 3 hours early for international flights. Make sure you're comfortable and aware of the TSA baggage requirements before traveling, and also you want to ensure that you have an acceptable real ID or acceptable form of identification before arriving at the airport. The only area where we are seeing an increase in our region for travel growth is in the area of other modes, as I mentioned earlier. In Maryland, more than 31,000 travelers are expected to use other modes, take buses, cruises, trains. In the Washington metro area, more than 23,000 travelers will be taking other modes. And again, we especially have seen an increase at AAA with the number of people who are taking cruises, and that accounts, we believe, largely for the increase in the other modes category. I think I'm going to wrap it up for now and turn it over to Mayor Meehan, who will tell us all about Ocean City and what we can expect not only for the Memorial Day weekend, but for summer travel in general. Thank you. Mayor Meehan.
Thank you, Ruth, and thank you for inviting us back this evening. Okay. I think Ragina wore it out. But good morning, everybody, and it is an honor to be. We try to come every year because it's so important, and it's an opportunity for Ocean City to talk about tourism, travel, and safety. And I'm thrilled to be here to celebrate the Memorial Day summer season kickoff with each and every one of you. Let me tell you, I think we all share the feeling that after a long, cold winter, everybody's looking forward to travel, sunshine, and to spend time with your family and friends outdoors, because it has been a long winter. And we have an exciting lineup of events and attractions this summer in Ocean City, but I want to start off with Memorial Day weekend. And what we're going to do in Ocean City, which is an annual tradition, is we're going to celebrate what the true meaning and purpose of Memorial Day is. And that's to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And it's because of them that we're here and we're talking about travel, and we're talking about locations, and we're talking about all the things that we can do in this great country. And we're going to have our own ceremony. We're going to do our ceremony on Sunday, so that it's not to interfere with the other Memorial Day ceremonies that are being held in and around Ocean City. And we're going to gather at 1 p.m. on Sunday at the Firemen's Memorial at South Division Street in Ocean City. We're going to open the ceremony as the skydivers drop from the sky with the American flag right on the beach in Ocean City, and we then raise that American flag, which is the symbol for this great nation of ours. Joining us will be Brigadier General Joed Carbonell Lopez, commander of the 175th Wing of the Maryland Air National Guard, and the 229th Maryland Army National Guard Band, as we honor those who fought for our country. We've invited members of our American Legion and other organizations to be there with us, and they will be there, and we invite everybody to join us. That's the true meaning of Memorial Day. What it also does, it opens up opportunity for people to travel throughout the state. But of course, we're hoping to travel to Ocean City. season starts Memorial Day weekend, and we've been planning for it all winter, excuse me. It's hard to believe we kind of grow from a city of 7,000 people to entertaining up to 350,000 people. And we're excited to be able to do that starting this weekend. But it doesn't just stop this weekend. On June 6th, we're going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of our municipal skate park. It's the oldest operating municipal skate park in the country. And it means a lot to the individuals and young adults and kids that have been there for years to come back and enjoy a totally remodeled and renovated skate park. The air show will return to Ocean City and take place on June 13th and 14th with the return of the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. This is a patriotic show that if you've never seen it, you really shouldn't miss it. To watch the Thunderbirds come from the Atlantic Ocean over the beach is just a sight that's unparalleled and something I'm so proud I've been able to witness. And on July 4th, we'll be celebrating our country's 250th birthday with fireworks displays in 2 locations so that all our visitors can enjoy the celebration of that, again, very patriotic holiday. And as always, we'll be offering free family events throughout the summer. And those events and those free events help to offset the prices of travel and the cost to our visitors. So we make it our initiative to provide movies on the beach, sunset party nights, daily programs at the Ocean City Life Station, and Sundays in the park with fireworks. We also have fireworks every Thursday and Sunday nights in Ocean City throughout the summer. Again, added value events that I think make a difference during these difficult times for all of us as we travel. And of course, nothing beats our free beach and boardwalk. Just to be out on the beach or to be able to stroll down the Ocean City boardwalk, I think just puts your minds at ease and makes you think a little bit about nostalgia and maybe some kinder, gentler times. And Ocean City is a perfect vacation destination. We also want to remind everybody to be safe this summer. We know that millions of people will be traveling this holiday weekend. One of Ocean City's greatest strengths is that we're a drop destination. We're within 150 miles of 3 major metropolitan areas. And yes, gas prices have jumped up higher than we've seen in a number of years. But we're only a half tank away, and what we're trying to do is make sure people still travel and enjoy Ocean City with all the events that we're offering. But we urge people and travelers to plan ahead, to use patience, and travel safely. We want our visitors to arrive in Ocean City safely and be safe while you're in Ocean City and return home safely with your families. Thanks to the tremendous efforts of our Ocean City Police Department, Maryland State Highway, and a strong partnership with Ocean City business community, we continue to promote safety on our roadways through our Walk Smart, Bike Smart, Drive Smart campaign. Pedestrian and bicycle safety are extremely important to us, and that's part of the safety issue we all want to address during this holiday weekend. We want to remind all of our visitors, yes, you're on vacation, but obey the rules of the road. Walk smart, drive smart in Ocean City. We also want you to enjoy the experience. And once you arrive in Ocean City, we'll take care of the rest by providing you with our free family events, a bustling boardwalk, a beautiful beach, fantastic foods, and endless attractions. After all, Ocean City is really truly somewhere to smile about. If you haven't done so already, visit OCOcean.com to start planning your vacation. On behalf of the Maryland City Council and everybody in Ocean City, we wish everybody a very happy and safe Memorial Day weekend. We want to thank you all for continuing to make Ocean City your Maryland beach destination, and certainly somewhere we can all smile about day in and day out. With that, I want to thank you again, and I'm going to turn the microphone over and welcome Ruth Toomey, who's the Executive Director of the Maryland Tourism Coalition. Thank you.
Executive Director of the Maryland Tourism Coalition, and we are very excited for the unofficial kickoff of summer. We recently joined destinations across the across the country in celebrating National Travel and Tourism Week that was held May 3rd through 9th. And under this national theme, Postmarked Essential, which recognizes the essential role the travel industry plays in strengthening our nation's economy and our communities. This year's celebration carries even greater significance as Maryland prepares to welcome visitors across the country to experience the events, stories, and landmarks that showcase our state's remarkable contributions to American history. Tourism is fundamental to Maryland's economy, vitality, workforce, and quality of life. As we commemorate America's 250th anniversary this summer, we also reflect on Maryland's unique roles in shaping our nation's story. And the best way to experience Maryland's history is to go out and see it in person. This milestone anniversary provides the perfect opportunity for both Marylanders and visitors alike to take road trips across our state and explore the diverse programs, events, and initiatives taking place throughout 2026. These experiences will highlight not only the Revolutionary era, but the full 250 years of American history and the many diverse stories and experiences that have shaped our nation. While our commemorations will center around the 4th of July holiday weekend, many of the events are already taking place and will continue throughout the remainder of the summer and throughout the rest of the year. One of the signature events mentioned already is the Sail 250 Maryland Fleet Week and Flyover in Baltimore, and that will be taking place June 24th through 30th. And this is expected to draw visitors from around the world. We encourage everyone this summer to take advantage of these once-in-a-generation events or simply become a tourist in your own town. Visit places new, rediscover a favorite destination, and experience something that you may have overlooked before. Maryland has so much to offer, and sometimes we forget just how much history, culture, and beauty exists in our own backyard. Tourism remains a major economic driver for Maryland, supporting local businesses, jobs, and communities across the state. So this summer, make it a road trip to remember and come experience all Maryland has to offer. Wishing everybody a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend. So it is my now honor to turn it over to Colonel Jackson.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Ms. Ruth, and Ragina for coordinating this important event. Can you hear me? Cool. I'm honored to be here with our partners as we remind motorists about what to expect with the higher volume of traffic during this Memorial Day weekend. This is a shared effort involving all of our highway safety. As we kick off the 2026 summer travel season, the Maryland State Police will be patrolling our roadways to help keep traffic moving safely and smoothly this holiday weekend and throughout the entire summer. But safety doesn't just begin and end with law enforcement patrols. Safety is a partnership with every motorist on the road year-round. We urge Marylanders and those who travel through our state to make safety the number one priority and to always plan ahead. Please stay safe while enjoying your holiday seasons, celebrations this season. Choose to drive sober, or choose a sober driver, and use a ride-share service, folks. It is just this simple. Use a ride-share. Thanks to our partners, the Maryland Highway Safety Office, the Maryland State Police DUI team, and otherwise, which is otherwise known, I think I just dropped. That's it.
Just back around. Just back around a little. Yeah.
That wasn't intentional.
Sure.
Before you You good? Okay. A little crowded up here. Got one of those big microphones. So thanks to the funding from the Maryland Highway Safety Office, the Maryland State Police DUI team, otherwise known as SPIDER, will be out in force, removing drunken drug drivers from our roadways. Know this, impaired driving will not be tolerated. State police will also be working speed enforcement initiatives. Motorists, we urge you to obey the speed limit, stay focused and alert. You will see state troopers working visible enforcement up and down the Route 50 corridor as motorists cross the Bay Bridge to and from Eastern Shore. Distracted driving, which, by the way, is a controlled action, continues to be one of our leading causes to highway crashes. Park your phone, resist the urge to text while driving. Taking your eyes off the road drastically reduces our reaction time. I know in life we like to make eye contact or in talking to folks, but while driving, that is a no-no. That is clearly a no-no. There's several ways motorists can safely share the road with others. Check the blind spots. Don't rely solely on your side mirror sensors. Look twice before merging into traffic and changing lanes. Many motorcycle crashes obviously occur during this time of year. If you operate a motorcycle, maintain a safe speed and distance for greater reaction time. Obviously, and please do not weave in and out of traffic or lane splitting. Safety on our roadways is a shared responsibility for everyone. If you see emergency personnel or highway workers on the side of the road, please, I can't emphasize this enough, please move over to allow them to safely do their jobs. Let's all work together to make a difference to ensure we have a safe summer. Remember, we can't enjoy the celebration if we do not arrive to the destination. Thank you all very much. Maryland State Police is honored to be of service to you across our great state. Now I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Timothy Eikenberg, Chief of the Administrative Bureau for the Maryland Transportation Department. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Jackson. Traffic safety efforts during the busy Memorial Day weekend will absolutely be a team effort. We're excited to partner with the Maryland State Police. Good afternoon, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Timothy Eikenberg, the Administrative Bureau Chief of the Maryland Transportation Department Police. On behalf of Colonel Jason Scott, and hundreds of officers, emergency dispatchers, and professional staff of the MDTA Police, I want to wish you all a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. In addition to paying tribute to our fallen service members, we know Marylanders and the out-of-state visitors travel to a variety of destinations this weekend, with more than 335,000 drivers crossing our iconic Bay Bridge. And safety needs to be everyone's priority. The MDTA Police, Maryland State Police, and our allied law enforcement partners will do everything we can to keep travelers safe and moving this Memorial weekend. This will be a tremendous team effort. The MDTA Police will employ additional officers to quickly respond to collisions and calls for service. We will work closely with police dispatch, MDTA maintenance, and emergency response teams to ensure traffic is moving as efficiently as possible. Unfortunately, it appears the weather isn't going to cooperate with us this weekend, with rain likely throughout most of the weekend. So it's going to take all of us to ensure drivers get to their destinations as safely and efficiently as possible. At the Bay Bridge, we need your help. Drivers can decrease the likelihood of a collision by following posted speed limits, avoiding distractions, putting your phone down. I know we have a beautiful view out the Bay Bridge, but please do sightseeing for your passengers. Obeying overhead lane signals, maintain a safe following distance, and pay attention to the road ahead. The majority of collisions at the Bay Bridge are rear-end collisions, and they're absolutely 100% avoidable. They cause delays and they put everyone at risk. During this busy travel period, drivers should expect an increased law enforcement presence on Maryland roadways. From busy interstates to local back roads, Maryland police officers, deputies, and troopers will be on the lookout for dangerous driving behaviors. If you drove across the Bay Bridge this morning, you're aware today MDTA police officers at the Bay Bridge are partnering with our specialized units to conduct high visibility enforcement. Our officers will target the leading causes of collisions: aggressive, distracted, and impaired driving. If you choose to drive dangerously, expect to meet our team. Each of those driving behaviors is a choice, a selfish choice that places everyone on the road at risk. We'll do our part to keep drivers safe and moving, but we need drivers to do their part as well. Memorial Day weekend should be a time of joy, reflection, and remembrance. Let's all commit to safe, responsible, and sober driving this holiday weekend. It is now my privilege to introduce the true partner in our campaign against impaired driving, Mr. Erickson of the Washington Regional Alcohol Program. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel. Good afternoon, and thank you also to AAA Mid-Atlantic for their focus on today's public safety and public health issue. My name is Kurt Erickson. I serve as president of the Maryland nonprofit Washington Regional Alcohol Program, RAP. For those of you that don't know us, RAP is a 44-year-old public-private partnership working to prevent drunk driving and underage drinking. And while we're here today to usher in a celebrated time of year, otherwise known as summer, the next several months are also a dangerous time of year when it comes to highway safety. In fact, 2 of the deadliest days of the year when it comes to traffic crashes, according to U.S. Department of Transportation data, are contained in the summer months, and they are July 4th and September 3rd. And that the summer months play host to not 1, but 3 U.S. holidays, Memorial Day, Independence Day, and Labor Day, where on average, well over a third of U.S. traffic deaths involve alcohol-impaired drivers operating on roadways with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or higher. Such collusion of unfortunate realities is a recipe for disaster, especially on roads behind me, which transport a disproportionate number of travelers during the summer months. However, such doesn't need to be the case, as each drunk driving incident, fatality, injury, crash, and arrest is 100% preventable. The scourge can be thwarted. To do so, drivers in or through Maryland need to know the facts, and which include that according to Maryland in the months of August, actually October also ties with July, drivers in or through Maryland also need to know the state's laws when it comes to drunk driving, which include penalties of up to $1,000, 1-year jail terms, and mandatory ignition interlock devices await first-time DUI offenders in the state. In the scenario we find ourselves in today, specifically with the backdrop behind me, it bears repeating that impaired driving is impaired driving, whether it be on the land or on the water. Inasmuch, Marylanders should be reminded of one of the state's newest voting under the influence laws, which went into effect less than 2 years ago, and which increases the maximum penalties for operating a boat while under the influence of alcohol, including doubling the period in which a court can prohibit a DUI offender from operating a vessel on the waterways throughout the state, from 1 to 2 years or up to 5 years for BUI incidents resulting in death of another person. You'd like to think it goes without saying to never drink and drive, nor let anyone else do the same. But let me close today with 2 calls to action, even to those who have every confidence in their own ability not to drive drunk, a confidence which unfortunately doesn't extend to the other driver. First, report drunk drivers. Motorists in or through Maryland who suspect they're sharing a roadway with an impaired driver should report such by safely dialing 911. And secondly, buckle up. While you often hear correctly that wearing your seatbelt is your best defense against a drunk driver, the true bottom line is that the routine wearing of seatbelts is the single most effective measure to reduce crash-related deaths and injuries. Again, thank you. I wish you all a happy and safe summer, and I'll turn it over to our last speaker today, Melissa Shear, the Interim Director with the DC Highway Safety Office.
Okay, last but not least, thank you so much, Ragina and AAA Mid-Atlantic for having me here today. Really appreciate the opportunity to speak on behalf of the DC Highway Safety Office, the DC Department of Transportation, and Mayor Muriel Bowser. I want to take a moment to highlight the work we're doing. The work we're doing, the work we're asking all of you to join us in keeping our roads, our sidewalks, and communities safe. As you all know, summer brings more people outside, more families walking to the parks, more cyclists on our trails, and more visitors exploring the District of Columbia. And with this increased activity comes a shared responsibility to look out for one another. This season, we are focusing on several key areas. First, We're continuing our efforts to reduce dangerous driving behaviors. Many of them were already highlighted by our speakers today: speeding, impaired driving, and distraction. These are all factors that consistently lead to the most serious and preventable crashes on our roadways. Through targeted enforcement, public messaging, we're reminding all drivers that even a small decision behind the wheel can have life-changing consequences. Second, we're reinforcing our commitment to protecting vulnerable road users. Whether someone is walking, rolling, biking, or even using a scooter, they deserve to feel safe moving throughout our city. We're supporting initiatives that increase visibility, promoting safe passage, and encourage everyone to slow down in areas where all these vulnerable roadway users are at most risk. And finally, we're working closely with our partners across the district and the area to make sure that safety is a part of every conversation that you have with your friends, your family, and especially your youngsters that are maybe new drivers in the community. Public safety isn't achieved by any one agency alone. It takes collaboration, conversation, consistency, and a shared belief that every person traveling in Washington, D.C., or really in our entire region, should arrive at their destination safely. And as we begin the summer months, I encourage everyone, as Kurt mentioned, to buckle up. We are in the height of click it or ticket season. Clicking your seatbelt is really one of the most easy things to do to protect yourself and everyone in your car safely. Make a safe choice, buckle up, obey the speed limit, never drive impaired, whether it's by alcohol or any type of drug. We all deserve to, community to ride on safe streets and to build stronger communities that we can celebrate these events safely together. So thank you so much for having me here. Have a wonderful summer, and I'm going to turn it back over to Ragina.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you so much to our wonderful speakers here today, all great tourism and traffic safety partners. We're happy to do this every year. We certainly, and I know we've heard obviously from the police, the AAA, obviously we also love to reinforce the importance of slow down, move over, making sure that you're giving safe space to those at the side of the road, our police officers, our tow truck drivers. It's a particularly dangerous time of year. It's dangerous with them on the side of the road. You'll also see that the Maryland State Police and Maryland Transportation Authority Police were gracious enough to send some of their motor units. Please be on the lookout for our police, especially those on motorcycles, and be aware of those on motorcycles as well. This is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month, but obviously in this area, with the warmer weather, we'll see more and more motorcycles on the roadways. And as a proud member of the Black American Motorcycle Association, it's a little personal for me as well. So if you can give that safe space, we certainly appreciate it. Much gratitude to the law enforcement officers who will be out there working this weekend as we take the time to reflect on the true meaning of Memorial Day, but be mindful of those who are out there protecting us, hoping to keep our roads safe throughout the Memorial Day weekend and throughout the summer. So thank you all so much for coming. Have a safe and happy Memorial Day and summer season, and we hope that you can stay and join us for our crab cake lunch, which will be inside, right guys? Which will be inside. So thank you so much and have a great day.